Shame on you! 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 Come on! Shame on you! Shame on you!
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. This is Ben. I'm reporting live at the Trump Tower, where protesters and supporters have both showed up in response to President Trump being here at the Trump Tower. So I'm just going to walk around, see what we can see, and maybe we can talk to a few people as well. So currently we're walking on Fifth Avenue. The police have separated both groups. So basically everybody on the east side of the street, which is, so the cars are going south. So this is where the Trump Tower is, right here. The police have separated the protesters on the other side over here, and leaving this space open for people in support of President Trump. However, being in New York, they are kind of outnumbered. They can't stand still. So the ones who are supporting Trump have to keep moving. They're not allowed stopping. In fact, I'm not even sure I can, even as the media. Actually, sorry, I wasn't actually, I didn't realize what street we're on. The police have, so it doesn't look like many people, okay, maybe you can. So that's actually the Trump Tower down there. You can't see it very well, but that tall building right there, that's actually the Trump Tower where where the president's staying right now. So let's just start kind of walking this way and see what's going on. So right now I'm just kind of walking more towards the Trump Tower. It looks like the police won't allow protesters to go down here. They've kept them down a few blocks from where the Trump Tower actually is. Since I'm media, I probably will be able to get through. We'll find out. So you can start seeing the tower a little bit more. I'm going to walk down here and then we'll walk back. We're going to be here all night, so. It doesn't look like well, I can since I'm media, but there's not too much going on anyway. I don't mind not going in here. There's not too much going on, just a bunch of empty space. So as you can see, the protesters are not allowed to go down this block here where the Trump Tower is, so they're keeping everyone down below. If you see those dump trucks over there, the dump trucks actually have filled with dirt, and it's actually to protect the building in case anybody tries to drive into the building with a car, for example. The trucks will stop them from doing anything like that. So everybody, this is the Trump Tower right here. Alright, so since there's not much going on over here, just mainly media just kind of waiting to see what happens or if anybody comes out of the Trump Tower. I'm going to go back this way where more of the action is. In fact, I could even cross the road here. Well, okay. Let's see what happens when we walk this way first again.
Are they doing like...
So I'm not sure if anyone's joining us from who was on last night, but I was out here last night. There was quite a few protesters here. I think the rough estimate is somewhere between 2,000-ish people. And I didn't really see any supporters of Trump here last night. If there were, they were kind of hiding, I think, because they were greatly outnumbered. Now they're starting to come out, although I don't really see too many of them at the moment. Before I went live, I saw a few of them, and they were walking around, so maybe they all like kind of went somewhere. It's kind of interesting to see the contrast. That's why, you know, that's kind of what I want to focus on right now. Yeah, you know, I think the thing that bothers me is just the violence, and it's not, it's just violence from anybody and anything. You know, hurting another fellow human being, that's what makes me sad. No matter what your point of view is. Keep running into people. So I'm going to go across the street now, see what's going on with the more of the larger protesting group. Thanks everybody for sharing and liking the video. Appreciate it. So right now I'm just waiting to cross the street. Hey guys, do you mind if I talk to you for a second?
I'd rather not.
Well, then where's to change it? That's the system.
Try to change it.
You want to get a quick soda before we...
Really? Thank you. Are you part of the protesting group? Or are you
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm always here for a hot take.
Here we go. Hold on one second. I want to see something. Oh, sorry. So right now we're going over to the protesters, where they are right now.
I don't know, not directly.
Get it!
Definitely not as many people as here as there were last night, but I don't know if more people plan to come or not. Mind if I just ask you how security has been with everything going on? As far as what? Just like with Trump being here and everything going on, like is everything going pretty smoothly? I'm sorry? No comment. Okay, just curious. I'm just going to go across the street over here again. See what's going on.
That doesn't like everyone else does. It's a part of New York.
So over here are a few pro-Trump supporters, opposite of the other side of the protesters. There's not as many.
Hi. Hello. Hi. My voice is stronger than yours. It's called testosterone.
I love Trump because he's the best president ever. He's going to make America great again. What did Obama do? He made America horrible.
Okay, the last 8 years, he made America horrible.
Yeah, I don't know why he stayed 8 years.
Okay, how do you feel that Donald Trump is doing now and the job that he's doing right now?
Well, I mean, he's given it's great.
Yes. What else you think? Anything else?
I love.
Okay.
What was it? 1.19 million jobs already? In 6 months? Yeah, where is he? Is he coming?
Okay. Okay.
And if they talk about a free speech, then show their free speech. They
Exactly.
shouldn't tell me, oh, like, fuck you, this is my own opinion.
Exactly. And how do you feel in the future, the first woman president? Because I see you three right now. I can see one of you being the first woman president. What do you think about that?
I think people voted for Hillary a lot because they're women.
Yeah.
And I like seeing a lot of interviews on how, like, all women. I get it. It's like, there's never been a woman. But not only you should vote for a woman. But you should vote for a good president.
Let's go back to what we were doing before. So it doesn't matter if the person's skin color, doesn't matter their religion. Somebody who's qualified is strong enough to lead a nation, right? And you see that in Donald Trump right now? Good. You're the future right now, you know that. And you're the one who's going to be leading the future. So thank you so much for representing as Americans, as someone representing your First Amendment freedom of speech. So God bless you three. God bless your mother. Good job you're doing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. So guys, you're seeing it right here. Henry Joe live here on 54th and 5th Avenue. We have three young ladies right now who are speaking their mind, and they're speaking on the First Amendment freedom of speech. And they're all here. The two young ladies here.
Just come here because the
Both wearing mega hats, Make America Great hats.
We should
It's
interview
interesting right now. As you see it.
we got
It's
the,
incredible. So we're happy
I got
right now to see young people expressing themselves. You heard what you said. The other side has to respect each other.
because Henry Gulan here too, Henry Gulan.
And I just,
Yeah.
I'm blown back. This is great. I love the fact that
Trump is, do you feel like
If I was in New Jersey,
like you don't think he's kind of giving corporation? That's also
hey, Latino for Trump, get out of this, bro. That's America. That's America. Latino
Get me out of the camera.
Okay, man.
Alright, no, I'm being serious. I don't want to see myself anywhere.
All right.
Latinos for Trump. This is reality. Latinos voted for him. This is America. Latinos voted for Donald Trump, and we're proud. I'm proud that I voted for Donald Trump, and I'm a Latino man. Viva Trump! Viva Trump!
Can you tell me a little bit?
Latinos for Trump. Okay, guys, come on.
Let's see. Definitely a smaller group here. I'll go back over on the other side. I just want to see where these guys are going. These guys are greatly outnumbered. I just find it pretty fascinating that you know, they're here amongst this group over here. Because this is where it gets interesting when the two sides clash. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Not as much as yesterday, but yesterday was about, literally like about 1,000 or 2. Some supporters are here, Ariel, they're walking here. You gotta walk with the crowd. You gotta be in this front. And we got you in here behind the crowd.
So unfortunately, I have to keep moving because otherwise. Sorry. So now, I think the goal is that the protesters are going to start.
Don't worry about it. Let them come out. Let them come out.
Can everyone see the video okay? Just making sure my connection is alright. So these people are now walking against the... Ah man, I wish I could hold still, but the police won't let me. Alright, I got a confirmation the video is good. Ah man, I really want to stop. Okay, I'm going to try to do my best I can to...
Let's go, Yankees! Let's go, Yankees!
You're a loser! No, we won! You're a loser!
I'm kind of following the Trump crowd because over there no one's really moving. They can't go over on that side. I don't think the police will let them. So that's why I'm following them, is because I know protesters will come over to them. It gets a little bit more interesting that way. Good. Would you guys like? Do you want to be interviewed?
Be interviewed?
Yeah, with 3,000 people.
3,000 people? I don't know. I'm only really here to observe. I'm not really.
That's okay. I mean, you can just, well, I think we got to keep moving anyway.
But friends, I've just been here to observe because it's, I don't know how long it's gonna be like this, but I feel like it's a part of history, so I kind of just want to see it while it's here. And it's also cool to be like, that close to the president, I guess.
Are you what's your observation so far about everything?
I was at the Women's March and it's not as big, but there's still a lot of people here and it's still quite late, so I don't know, they seem very dedicated. And there's less people over here, but they seem to be...
Well, I've been reporting all over, and I was just in Ohio, and you would have a lot more people supporting you if it was in Ohio. So being in New York,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Were you here last night?
No, I wasn't here. I was planning on going, but I was too tired.
There was a lot more of them last night. And so what kind of observations have you seen so far since you've been here? Where are you from originally?
I'm from the Upper East Side.
Oh, you are? Yeah. Okay, so you were just here.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Well, enjoy. Thank you. No problem.
You didn't vote! You didn't vote! You probably didn't vote! Let him vote!
Sorry about the audio. It's very loud here, so I'm doing the best I can. I actually have a microphone, but I think it's just picking up so much crazy noise that it's not doing too well. All right, sounds good. So for those wondering with the police, basically they're kind of guiding them. They just want to make sure that they have to keep moving for one thing, because they actually don't have a permit. Only the protesters got a permit, so they have to keep walking. So you're allowed to freely protest in New York. However, actually, hold on one second. Let me do it this way. I'm gonna change my. So the police are walking with the supporters of Trump because in New York you have to have a permit in order to protest. If you do not have a permit, you have to just keep walking. You can walk on a street and protest all you want, but you can't stop with a group of people if you don't have a permit. So, which is why the police are just making sure that basically nobody from either side is going to hurt each other, is going to cause troubles. So that's why police are walking with them. And it's also why they can't stop. So they have to keep marching. And there's not that many of them. And like I said, compared to last night, there's really not that many protesters here either. I'm actually surprised. I thought there would be a lot more of them tonight. There's still quite a few, but not that many compared to how many there was last night. So many opposing views on both sides. And these people are probably just, bystanders checking out what's happening. A lot of lighting over here. It's great. And here we go, back to them. 1 second. Sorry everyone, I dropped the microphone. Sorry everyone, hold on 1 second. I have to fix something, which is why I'm like just sitting here. Oh man. I always forget to eat something before I do these things. Sorry.
We're going to turn North Korea to a parking lot. We're going to teach the North Koreans how to be, what is it, valet parkers. Yeah. Nah, we're not going to have a war. We're not going to do that. He doesn't want war. Believe me, he doesn't want war. He doesn't want war. We don't want war. We don't want war, so don't worry. We agreed on that, okay? We're on your side. We agreed on that. What's the money you think? It's not going to be a war.
Trump to kiss my ass. That's what you do. You said make America great again. You make America shit.
Oh my God, he's scaring me. What's wrong with you guys? Holy Jesus. No,
Of course not. There's no, you can't do that.
E vedi quello che è passato, magari passiamo da dietro.
that orange crowd. That white boy. He went into the church and shot 9 black people.
That was wonderful.
I think that's
Even if
horrible
he
as
shot
well.
white people, it's horrible.
It's horrible for anyone. We all disavow racism.
And that was before Trump, though. That was before
No,
Trump.
but this behavior. This is what I'm looking at.
You're looking at the behavior. I
Yeah,
don't
and
think
look,
it's great.
okay, let's forget about Trump and Obama. In Connecticut, right? When that white kid went in that class and shot 22 6-year-old kids, he executed them. He killed his mother.
This is good.
But this type of behavior
Yeah, this
seems to
is
be in the
exactly
white
what I'm
group.
looking for.
But it's not
No, we can go.
exclusively in
We
the
can
white
go
group.
to.
It's
No,
not
but
exclusively. It's humans in
let me
general.
click. I'm gonna click them off. You got this this guy out of he buried these 32 kids in a basement. You know, you have Hitler. He put almost whatever millions.
Well, you're
I mean,
going to talk
Jews
about a
always-
politician
it's
now.
wicked. No, but we're saying
Hitler was a politician, and
No,
you
no,
want
we're
to talk
talking about
politicians.
the white.
You can't blame white
Okay,
people
but
for
we're
Hitler.
talking about no, but he was of a white group. He was from a white skin.
Okay, then we can also talk about Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah, but that goes back a little. No, that goes a little sketchy. I mean, you know, it gets a little
Sketchy?
cloudy back there.
Not really. I mean, it's historically accurate. You know
Jim
what happened.
Jim Jones.
9/11.
900
9/11.
people in coffins.
Osama bin Laden killed all the people in the World Trade Center, thousands.
But let me. Okay. No, go ahead. No,
We
no, it's
don't,
good. This is
I don't like to talk about, because if you want to get into identity politics, you can point out problems within every group. Right now, we're focused on America. We're focused on this country. I don't care
As
about
one, not
Hitler.
race, not this race
We
versus
don't
that
see
race.
you as a black guy or black community.
But we have to look at the behavior of people.
But we want.
But are you trying
What
to
you
imply that white people are worse than black people?
I'm saying in this country, yes.
I don't believe that.
The lynching.
Well, that's why we.
Historically.
Yeah,
That's well. That's why we have civil rights.
And that's
Alright,
back,
no,
that's like Muhammad, it's a long time
no,
ago.
He gave in for that. Not that. See, I think debates or conversations should not be about winning. It's about sharing information.
Well, let me share this information.
Yeah.
Wait, one sec. If America was really a racist
Too many
country,
people at once.
there would be no rich black people because blacks only make up 12.5% of the entire population, whereas whites make up an entire 63%. So all these movie stars, rap stars, they rely heavily on non-racist white America to buy their stuff.
Rely on money.
Yeah, but I mean,
Michael Jordan's. Or whites and blacks.
well, the 12% of blacks predominantly on welfare.
He's got the contract with Nike. Nike uses slave labor, basically.
And he's profiting.
Yes. Michael
And you
Jordan.
say that capitalism is a good system?
It's the best that there is.
Because money motivates people. When you take money away from things, I can hire whoever I want based on whatever I want.
But what about
But
volunteer
I want
work?
to, what's that?
Volunteer work.
Volunteer work is nice. But if you want to pay your bills, volunteering isn't going to do anything.
Okay, so you don't look at there's an alternative to capitalism in the sense that
No, there
There
are.
really
the
is
work
a
of
workable-
cooperatives, the work of cooperatives. Like
That's-
say
that's
us five
fantasy.
are in a
That's
factory.
fantasy.
No, it's not fantasy. It's actually existing.
In small groups, maybe, but it won't. It can't exist on a mass scale. You're trusting that human beings as a whole are going to be perfect and nice to each other and amazing and all work together in harmony.
No, not in harmony. That the fruits of your labor, you should get the profit from it. In other words, the country is broken down in three tiers. You got 2%, you got 94%, and you got like 4% that's poor. The 95% of the people, they don't have no power. They create all this wealth, goods and services, and they give it to the 2% at the top, and the 2% pays them.
So how do you take power away from the rich?
No, it's not taking the power away. I'm saying
you
that
think
the
if you
alternative. No. People that don't want to work, fuck them.
I didn't say don't
No,
work. I was saying that you
mental
said,
and physical work. You
yeah,
have
what
to
you
do.
said, if you like work in a factory, you should get everything in the factory.
No, not true. I'm saying they should be, to answer your question, is to create a corporation of workers that when the profits come in, whether they're making TVs,
Like shared profit.
and the profits are there. Okay, you're the manager, and share the profits. That's all I'm saying.
Equally?
But people have to
No, not equally according to your ability. I mean, if I'm
But
a
that is
janitor sleeping
capitalism.
and you're a computer
But that's
scientist.
capitalism. We do share the profit. If you do a lesser job, you make less money.
If you're good at what you do,
No, absolutely.
you
The
make
janitor
better money.
already makes less money than the
If you
CEO.
suck, they're not going to pay you. I don't want an employee who's going to suck, and that's why things where socialism and coming from a union member,
No, go ahead, talk, man.
I bust my ass at work. I'm in the union. I swear to God. Is my boss watching this? No, but I bust my
2,000
ass.
people on right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And what is he saying?
But listen, I bust my
You
ass.
entrap me. No.
There's guys I work
Doesn't the
with in
Huffington
same
Post
union
use
I'm
you or
in.
no?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
There's guys I work with in the same union that I'm in, and they make the same money I make, but they do half the work. And this is why I'm against socializing anything. Because,
But then something's wrong with that union.
no, that's how all unions are, and that's what socialism is. Yeah, you get this much, you get this house based on maybe your living conditions, your family, how many people you have. This is what they do. It's socialism.
I mean,
but
I
everybody
don't
thinks
know.
it's nice because you don't have to work too hard, you
You're
got
not
money,
interviewing.
you get a bunch of time off. I don't
I was
want that
gonna go over
because
there
I want to work, I
and
want
interview, but I
to
was
earn my
looking for
money, and I
somebody
want to
to
earn my
take
way in
me
life.
to
And that's
Canada.
why I want power of the government gone.
You get that
We
out.
don't need to be taxed the way we're being taxed.
So if I'm listening to you correctly, and I could be wrong, please correct me. You want less interference by government.
Yes.
And that's your
Very
position
minimal
also.
interference.
I'm less from what he's saying. I do agree with some government. I think he's more libertarian than I am.
So now, being that, I want to see if I could get involved in your situation. Okay. When in 2007 and 8, when the country went belly up, the government, taxpayers' money, the government put in almost $1 trillion, 800 billion, whatever the hell
you even
it was,
remember that?
to bail the banks out.
Yes.
Do I remember?
That was
it?
Obama. He
No,
gave
regardless
tax
if it was
people's...
Obama or Donald Trump.
who did it?
The government did it.
Yes, and they took the taxpayers' money
No, but-
and gave it to the rich.
Exactly. So that's, see, without that, the banks would have collapsed.
Go under.
Okay,
That's
no, but watch
capitalism.
this. No, but watch this. Henry Paulson, he was the Secretary of the Treasury. He said very few people on this planet knew during that crisis that all ATM machines in the world was 3 days away from collapsing. Sorry about that.
No problem.
You know, so if you let it fail, you know the pandemonium will be out here in the street.
I know, but
You can't get no money out
but
of your
that's
ATM
the thing.
machine.
Too big to fail.
What? No, I don't think you're seeing this picture.
I understand
you
what you're
can't
saying.
get no money
I see
for
the
goods and
picture.
services.
But the reason
the-
all of this happened is because of government interference.
And if I want to say that when
Glass
you do
Steagall,
things
we got to get into Glass Steagall.
in a minute.
No, the regulations. No, but yeah, please.
But
no.
what you're saying, yeah, he bailed him out and all that. But then you're basically sending them the message that they can do anything. They can make horrible financial decisions. They can screw
Betting,
over America,
betting, yeah.
and
Stocks, bonds, mutual funds.
screw over America, do whatever they want, and no matter what they do, they're not going to fail. So they can keep doing it because no matter how often they do it, the government's going to bail them out. So there's no incentive for them to do better.
Okay, so you partially agree with me.
I partially agree, but I also
No,
say
not
that.
you winning. See, I want to get that.
No,
out
but
of
I
the
want to. I
picture.
want to get my point. I
Yeah,
wanna
no,
get my point.
absolutely.
I do kind of agree. You're saying that they would have failed and all that, but if you don't let them fail, then you're basically telling them, no matter what you do, you're going to get bailed out. So do whatever you want.
So if I take your position, or if I understand it correctly, if you allow it to fail, all the banks in America, do you realize what's going to happen?
But think
People
about-
can't buy food. They would start killing. I don't know if you ever been in a riot.
There's definitely better ways to do it.
No. But the government bailed them out.
Yeah. But think about it if it was me.
Okay. So you agree that there have to be some regulation, like. Yeah.
I wanted
Car
to do like.
seats. You got to have car. You know, the seat belts. Like carburation. You got to regulate that thing. Yeah. So
talk about job killing regulations, safety regulations, banks.
I wanted to make my point about
You can get
that.
rid of a lot of regulations. Job killing regulations, but there's too much red tape.
what do you? I mean, according to your understanding.
Have a poll.
of history,
Do you agree?
Competition is about domination.
What?
Should banks be allowed to do whatever they want and have no consequences? And we can bail them out no matter what they do? Or should we allow them to fail?
You know, they got houses. They
Competition is about
got,
domination.
yeah, they're being.
There you go, everybody. There's the question of the day.
But what created this? What do you say? step back into history, turn a few pages back.
How much is
After
something
World
like
War
that? The
II,
microphone.
you know, GI loan.
No, they just gave it to you.
That was
Well, it's from the company, but it's $250 for like.
literally a bank.
I wanted a microphone.
Put it up.
This microphone is like $70.
You know, I think if it should be a situation where, like, you get
my phone as the
10
microphone and the other
pro-Trumps, right,
and
and 10
and
anti-Trumps,
it's like you gotta sync it
and
up.
sit down and just hash this stuff out. Because me screaming at you, or you screaming at me, we're not going to get to the core, the root
That's exactly
of
the
what
point. We need more dialogue like this.
Yeah.
And not like that.
Yeah. Because this is how you get something done.
Yeah.
The
I
other
want to
way-
make a point about that.
Okay.
I think the biggest difference
She said it was like that, but
I rely on people.
Can I make a point?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't.
That is not going to improve America. That, if you've seen it on camera, that's not going to improve America. And that's exactly what they want. That's what the big corporations, the super PACs, all of them want to not improve America. They want us to be fighting. And that's why people like George Soros, Steal Hillary Clinton super PACs, they're behind all this. You follow the money, they follow the money, it leads to Hillary Clinton super PACs. These are not organic. They're coming in here, they're being paid to be here. Not every one of them, but the leaders are being paid to organize all this. And that's how you get dissent and what I call fascism, because you're trying to overthrow an elected government, and I consider that fascism.
I can concur with that.
I mean, and it's bizarre because even in working class neighborhoods, people are putting all these huge TVs and all this stuff out at the curb to get rid of because they got a bigger one. I mean, I actually live in a single room now. I don't have a TV, and I pay.
So you don't believe the more the merrier?
No, I used to have a house. It cost a fortune to have a house. I don't need all that. I'd rather have the freedom I have by living
But
in.
look at the advertisement.
advertisement.
Look at the advertisement. Greed is good. Look at Ayn Rand.
Well, the
You know.
economy is based on us all buying stuff constantly. Buying
And
more
on
and
credit.
more stuff. And
On
people,
credit. They get you on credit.
People
Even if you don't have the money.
Your key is to use credit.
You know, but the thing is, my house is going under. I gotta borrow.
I paid off
Credit.
my house, which is why I have money.
But it
because
didn't do in
when
10.
I
You didn't
sold
do it
my
in 10
house, the money's
years. How many years it took you to buy your house? I'm just curious.
Well, to tell you the truth, when I got divorced and I got a lump sum, I used most of it to pay it off. Because in the long run, I'm paying less money. When you're paying for
Okay,
debt,
it was a pleasure talking to you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yes. What's your name, sir?
Hassan.
Hassan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Okay, go in peace.
She was a fellow American. I don't get with identity politics. I wish you well in life.
Let me give you a card so you can find this.
this whole trip in the South, I was in, all these, the 95 corridor, Richmond, Raleigh, all these places, Atlanta, Charleston, Charlotte, and all these places.
Too much going on at the moment.
You know the country is in a crisis. The country is in a crisis.
But I wasn't in neighborhoods. I wasn't in poor neighborhoods. I wasn't in
Not the right one.
They always get like suckered in by
Hey
the
there,
trolls.
yo, take care. Take care.
They make it so easy for them. So stupid. Get suckered in by the trolls. Don't feed the trolls.
Whoa, what's going on here? Something's going on here. Someone's getting arrested.
One punch, that's all you got. Alright? Alright, you understand? You fucking coward. You fucking coward. Why don't you square up with somebody? Why don't you square up with somebody? You punch my friend in the face. You gotta suck a punch.
This is why I met with the Trump people, because these things kind of happen over here.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, you got your face now. Arrest these Nazis! Arrest these Nazis! Arrest these Nazis! Coward! What a coward! What a coward! What a coward! Coward! You see my face? I'll see you again, bro. I'll see you again.
What happened?
I know. We don't need any of us to get arrested.
You know CNN's gonna spin it. You hit it back, CNN's gonna spin it.
Our friend Tim. He hit him pretty good. I don't know if they're arguing or what, but he hit him straight on.
All right.
I'm enjoying this so much.
This is like Broadway. Yeah. We need to have people shower more though.
Everyone if they disavow.
Disavow the left-wing violence!
Guys, this is a desperate attempt at attention.
I'm on the left and I disavow all violence! I'm on the left and I disavow all violence!
That's what I thought too.
All violence must come to a stop!
Looks like Bernie Sanders' brother.
All violence must come to a stop! And poverty is violence! Poverty.
Why don't you talk to the alt-right?
Poverty is violence!
Talk to the alt-right!
Why don't you talk to the alt-left? Why don't you talk to Antifa?
Why don't you talk to the person that killed somebody? Why don't you talk to the person that killed somebody?
Why don't you talk to the person who gunned down
anybody's
cops
face. She's
in
getting
Dallas?
Back up. I'm telling you, there are cops around here. Don't do anything stupid. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try it.
You're a traitor to your own fucking people, yo.
Yeah.
A traitor to your own people. A
How
traitor
much
to
weed are you
your own
smoking?
fucking people.
Sorry about the language. There's not much I can do about
Come
that.
on, keep on walking. Thank you. Thank you.
You're ashamed. That's fucking crazy, yo.
Where's the truth? Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, I'm scared of you.
Why is he just treat like any other? Just that.
Yeah.
You're like any other Jew, asshole.
6'8", 280 pounds.
What, Uncle Tom?
I'll meet you in the box in Chelsea Pierce. I'll set a time. I'll set a date up anytime you want.
Alright, so that was kind of pretty exciting right there. So, yeah, this is, so let's go back over here. I'm gonna go back to where all the action is down here. Oh, I don't know. Quite quiet right now over here.
He better do his history. The Holocaust was hell on us. And now you want to bring this shit back?
10% of Americans.
Over a fucking white-ass, crack-ass president who don't give a shit about nobody but himself? Fuck out.
Get out of here.
There's someone getting arrested. That guy earlier getting arrested. Huh. Oh, he hit somebody?
Yeah. But they were like arguing and then punched him and then.
And then she said I should be ashamed that my grandma was reading Wow. You just cruise the street up the back? I thought
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's all moment.
Yeah, not New York, that's for sure. Yeah, because they have a permit over there and there's no permit over here, so they can't. Nobody over here can stand still, so they have to keep moving. That's the rules in New York. If you don't have a permit, then you have to keep moving.
But on the steps, you're okay on the steps.
Yeah, you're okay on the steps.
That's what it yells on the steps.
Because it's private property, so that's it's different. Yes, there's a lot of weird rules in New York about this. And also, if there's two opposing groups, they would never let them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
right?
they always
keep it
separate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so.
God bless America or something.
I will get no.
So for those of you just coming on earlier, which we got the last part of it on camera, a pro-Trump supporter was arguing with a protester, and the protester actually hit the pro-Trump supporter, and the police jumped on him and arrested him. And that was actually caught on camera. The actual hitting was not caught on camera.
Yeah, so if we just walk to 7th Ave, that's always, I mean, that's what it is, like we're filing nearby, watching things. Something worse than being
Dude, that guy's has probably made so much money.
I'd rather be a robot. Get around a corner, you don't have to see it happen, you don't have to do it. Yeah, exactly.
62% of Americans have $1,000 or less in their bank account. 62% of Americans have $1,000 or less in their bank account. I want to see jobs for everybody all over the world. That's what
Bernie's brother back.
It'll never happen. It never happened in a million years. It's gonna happen. Well, you will see. We'll see. I already saw. I already saw it. I already saw it 10 years ago in my country. When in 8 God hope not 8 years.
Hey,
but 8 years, after 8 years we got to meet again. We have to, because believe me.
Hey,
I don't believe me. I already seen it.
Trump employed thousands, maybe millions of people in 25 different countries. Are you aware of that? He employs people in 25 different countries. Donald Trump. Yes. He employs people here and in 25 other countries around the world. That's Donald Trump. That's Donald Trump for you. He employs people here and people abroad.
The business
That's
people.
right. Yes.
The business people either hire or fire. Donald Trump doesn't hire anybody. It's the business people, and if the business people are not in a position to invest, which they have so much money, they don't know what to do with it. This is why where they put their money. They put their money in Wall
That's
Street.
why they have the factories in China.
Yes, that's right.
That's why Trump going to bring that factory here.
Well, what's that going
easy.
to do?
I already lived this 10 years ago.
Yes, but it's going to hurt China. Now
It's
I
not
don't want to
gonna hurt
hurt
China.
China.
Come on. It's not going to hurt
because
China.
I want to help everyone. I don't want to hurt anyone.
The way the labor in China is so cheap that the people are basically sweating
right.
in the sweatshop factories. You really
Well,
want to continue to perpetuate
no,
that?
I don't.
So shouldn't we
Absolutely
take
not.
our labor that's being totally exploited in China with these sweatshops out of China and bring it back to America where we can regulate it? And
You know that Ivanka Trump's stuff is made over there in China? Do you know that Donald Trump's stuff is also made over there?
That's what the TV says.
No, he does. He has some
No,
stuff.
it is true.
He has
It is
stuff made in
true.
China, and that's because that's how businesses are run right now under the law. So he's
Yeah.
trying to change the law so that businesses aren't allowed to, to be able to do what he's done. He's been working within the law, and he's trying to change it so that businesses aren't allowed to just move their plants to Mexico. And
Well,
China.
I know he says he's going to do that. We'll see if that really happens.
I already saw it.
You got a job, and did you get a job somewhere?
Yeah, but I already saw this politics in my country, in Argentina. In Argentina, we already had a Trump for 12 years, and it worked. Whatever Trump did, he's gonna do here. We already did it 10 years ago.
Are you talking about who are you talking about in Argentina? Kirchner?
Yeah, those were the Trump. The same policy, exactly the same.
Well, look, the policy is to pay the workers as little as possible.
No.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I teach this subject. But the policy is to reduce wages. This has been the policy. Now, Trump says he wants to change that. I don't think he will do it. Income policy, which is the income policy of our country has been to reduce wages or keep wages low for 40 years. It's called income policy. It's well understood. And the business class, and income policy in the 50s, 60s, and 70s was to increase wages. It's the official policy of the business class in concert with the government, with the Fed.
Because those companies, like I got family, their team, and they work for the people not their organization. And when you're afraid to be fired, instead of knowing that you will be then you love the company, you love the product, and you become loyal to it. There's like 4 policemen. No, I know. I'm talking about the White House now. I'm talking about you're if I work for Goldman and they hire and they pay me to go in, just happens to be there. I'm going into Harley Davidson. Of course. So the same thing with the administration. Yeah, but the company that fires you, they don't care for you. They care for the name of the company. So they don't mind putting you at risk. Well, maybe if you mess up bad enough, they care about the welfare of the entire consumer base. And also the other thing is because I come from Venezuela and I saw this happening because what happened in Venezuela was a politically prepared person to a non-politically prepared person. It's like if you have surgery, who do you want to be operated by, Dr. Oz or a real doctor? So this is what's happening. Like
And I don't like Trump is not educated as a politician.
I thought what happened in Venezuela was socialism.
Because Chavez wasn't prepared as a politician. So my problem. My problem is, we're here for a reason. What I'm saying is, don't you think that we should have like type of rules according to like who's gonna run for presidency? Like in a way that like a little bit of preparation doesn't affect you. Like
no, we already have rules. You have to be over a certain age. But to not have to have a political background or a military background is a huge deal, because what it symbolizes is that anybody can become president and anybody can accomplish the American dream. To get old, to get a nice family, to get a bunch of money, to have successful companies, and to eventually become president of the United States. That is the American dream. I mean, I don't want.
Hey, let her finish. Let her finish.
No, let me finish. I think that it's very.
Let her finish. God damn it! Are you serious?
Over here.
You're the one telling let him finish.
I just think it's really important. I think it's really important that we allow anyone to be president, not just people who are career politicians.
Not like career politician, but I mean, I understand what you say, and as an idea sounds amazing and great. But when you say people to get things and to get houses, there are many ways that you can get something. You can get something by
I see the American dream as coming to America, owning properties, starting a life here. You can believe whatever you want.
Shut the fuck up!
When you say that, I feel the same way. But my question is, it's not that getting here, owning things, because the reason that I moved here is because in Venezuela, if you're not, like, we can't coexist between the opposition and other one. Like, you and I were talking, and I just, all I wanted to, like, you're a human being. I am a human being. My first, before any president, I want you to be okay. I don't want anyone to get, like, hurt you at all. After that, then I have a religion or I don't, or it's not the same as yours. But the fact that we here can be in this little square and have differences of agreement without shoving it in anybody's face, that's why I moved here. And I just don't want to be, I don't want to own houses or companies that I did it, like taking it away from someone or lying just to get somewhere, like it depends on how you get things. It's not just getting something.
Well, he did, I think that Trump was he's a big businessman, so you can definitely find dirt on Trump. I'm not saying he's perfect.
No, me neither,
but
because even the best person, like, I'm not talking about Trump, I'm asking your, I've never asked you about any president. I'm asking the idea of you as a human being that I'm talking to.
I think as American, are you an American citizen?
No.
Okay, well, for American citizens, we all have the ability to rise in America to accomplish the American dream. It doesn't mean stepping on anyone's toes or lying to people or scamming people. There's all different ways, but everyone has that opportunity. That's one of the most amazing things about being in America. Or being an American. So, that's what I want for people, is to just be able to accomplish their goals and all the way up to the presidency. So back to your original question, I think it's really important that we don't say you have to be from a certain background to be president, because then we're just going to get a bunch of rich white people being president. We want all different types of people to be able to become president. At least the idea of that is very important.
So what's more important to you as a person, and I'm not talking about any presidency, what's more important to you? Any person as a president, or any person that have common interest and a good way to get somewhere better for the country? Because don't get me wrong, if something is good for me but not for the majority of the country, and who's like, what should I do? Like, just fight just for me, or fight for?
No, I think for the country, for America, which that's one of the things I love about Donald Trump, is he is not afraid to put America first. That's always been his message, is America first. And that's what I'm all about, is I want to help Americans just all be able to accomplish their dreams and their goals. I think that's an amazing idea. And that, in Venezuela, I think they should put Venezuela first and try to build up Venezuela and make it not such a terrible socialist place.
I mean, we try to build it, but the government turned into a position of power ruled over, and then it became crazy, and now if you have an opinion, they just put you in jail.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That's never what I would want to see for America.
Because the only thing that I see in Venezuela now, if you have an opinion, you go to jail. And I see that if someone has, and I'm not talking about Trump idealism, but if someone has an opinion or something that is not blindly pro-Trump, boom, fire. Like the people that work for him.
The
people that work for him.
I thought you meant people
No.
because if I came out as pro-Trump at work, I would be fired.
No, I'm talking about
my work in publishing, we're so liberal that I feel scared walking around and I make America great again. I don't do that.
You shouldn't
It's scary.
You shouldn't even feel scared.
But I do because people have been. My friend Jovi, who's here, got punched in the face and actually smashed with a beer bottle in the face. His nose is broken for wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. There's been lots of documented violence against Trump supporters wearing "Make America Great Again" hats.
Well, I mean, that's the only reason I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you. I'm not talking about your beliefs. I'm not asking about your sexuality or religion or politics. I just want to know, as a human being, you're here fighting. Why are you fighting, and why is other people fighting? Like, you know, just at the end of the day, I believe that it's not the same when you read things online that when you have like human interactions. See, like when you're on the internet on a platform that you don't see the person, you just go, like, I can say, I saved the world and I step on a flower, and people are like, you fucking bitch, you step on a fucking flower, you asshole. But if we are together, we put differences aside, and I just want to hear you. And if I agree or not, it's not my,
I'm really just here to try to get the monster, like, I feel like I have an approachable face, we can talk, I'm very approachable, you know, so I'm trying to just show that, like, not all Trump supporters are white supremacists, they're not all Nazis, they're not all hateful people, and, you know, I think the more we treat Trump supporters as monsters, like, the more we just perpetuate this identity politics that leads to things like these crazy identity groups, like the fucking white supremacists.
No, and I understand what you're doing. It's like if you ask for like Venezuelans and you think they're gonna be all like, you know, like killing everybody, or like every Russian is the same. It's like, no, everybody has, they're human beings in the middle of everything, and
I think we all want what's best for America. We'll just go about it in different ways.
Your agency don't exist.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
That's great.
It's easy to be at peace, right?
Yes.
I'm for peace. I want world peace. Look at that. It's beautiful. This guy live streamed it too.
Yeah,
Did you get
yeah.
that? No.
Yeah, there's been
you gotta get us too.
Tonight would be about 1 million people.
Listen, you gotta get us. Like the Jews for Trump. You gotta get him. I'm on a roll. All right. So.
You seem like a cool guy. What are you up to?
Just doing
So
a live
like
feed with.
Let him interview us.
Yeah, there's about 2,000 people watching you guys' conversation right now.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
So let's interview us. All right.
Did you get the hug?
Yeah, I definitely got
Wait a second, you have to get a hugging me too. Okay, get a hugging me.
Talk about this.
You gotta get a hugging
So,
me.
what made you want to do this? Come out and talk to people.
What made?
Look at all of these things. We got
Yeah.
black, a woman, and a Jew.
Hey, just be vegetarian.
I'm not a vegetarian. I just know that's what the people
Yeah,
think.
I mean,
That's what they want to hear.
part of the reason I'm up here is because you can have conversations like this and get to the point where information is just open, where people can share information. Like with this, I'm just posting this video, let people see the actual raw video like they're here, and we can see what they think from where they are.
And that's why I'm out here. That's why I'm actually over here, because intelligent
conversation, not
conversations.
Conversation
Yes,
doesn't occur.
on both sides, from both sides, right? Because over there, it's harder to have a calm conversation. That's the wording I should use, right? And that's actually what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people on both sides who are just talking rationally about more of the policies issues, and not so much of the person itself. You know, just seeing, and that way you can hear the point of views on both sides. You hear the point of views on why they support or why they don't support. It's harder when it's just straight up. You don't like somebody, you don't like somebody, and you're not willing to listen to anybody else's viewpoint about it. And that's why.
Like an example I use is like temperature. You know, if it's a certain temperature right now, for some people the temperature today is uncomfortable. But if you keep talking to somebody and they're saying uncomfortable, that's a subjective thing. For some people this may be cold, for some people it may be hot. So unless you can actually discuss and try to describe what temperature is, what are you feeling, what it's doing to yourself. Instead of just yelling, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, and then what? You know, and I think that's what you get on that side. It's a lot of just racist.
I think something's happening.
It's also really hard to have a conversation with all the mob mentality and the chanting and stuff. I really don't like that stuff.
I'm gonna go see what this cheering stuff.
Yeah, me too.
So we should do some interviews.
Yeah, we should collab or something. Okay, well, maybe we could get cheering.
Yeah, you know what? I thought that was a West thing, but I realized that's grabbed the wrong end. Yeah, I thought it was about us, but it's not. So it was just that I was trying to give her like. No, I don't have them.
What do you have?
That's all I have.
I
grabbed the wrong thing.
I got to do it manually, right?
But their website and everything is on.
Ari, say something to the crowd.
Oh, 1 second. Wait. 1 second. Okay. Well, Ariel Cohen is my name. ARIELKOHA. N as in Nancy, E as in Edward. A proud member of Jews for Trump. This is Trump, Make America Great Again in Hebrew. Hebrew is written from right to left. So we have here Trump, Make America Great Again. And I have a Trump yarmulke also. It says 45th President of the United States. Donald Trump, Make America Great Again in Hebrew as well too. And I'm also I'm here with my friend Megan.
We were walking earlier and some people called him, what did they say?
Oh yes, they called me a Nazi.
I'm Nazi, this guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally insane. I mean, my father was a child Holocaust survivor. Both my mom and dad lost family members in the Holocaust, and both my mom and dad had family members who survived the Holocaust as well.
Really breaks my heart when they call people who have different views from them, like Nazis or traitors or...
Yeah,
my friend George, he's black and he's a Republican. He gets called Uncle Tom all the time. I've heard him get called Samuel Jackson from Django Unchained on 2 separate occasions. It was terrible, terrible. Just because you have a different opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very open-minded, you know, like I'm willing to listen to everyone's opinion. I'm willing to have a normal, civilized debate, conversation. And
Looks like something's going on.
Yeah, but I know.
Sorry. Nothing's going on.
We just gotta know right here, everyone.
Okay.
That we see on the newsstand here. I've seen this before.
Yeah, it is.
They're a news organization.
I'm.
The Epoch Times. How do you pronounce it?
Epoch. But if you're from the UK, it would be. Well, yeah, it's Epoch.
You know you're interviewing a lot of saboteurs and provocateurs, don't you? You've got so many police infiltrators here and people that.
Well, I'm actually.
Well, I'm speaking to him right now, so you can listen though.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons.
That goes along with the with the whole thing. Okay, but
well, one of the reasons why I was over here is just because more like conversations are happening between both sides, which is because over there it's hard, because the Trump supporters are not allowed to be over there at all. They have to stay over here.
Oh, I didn't know
so
that.
yeah, so occasionally they will come over here, just being normal, and then they'll get in a conversation, and then they find out that they're opposing Trump, which is why I'm over here, because I'm getting it from both sides.
I'm trying to get a space where that political dialogue can go back and forth, because that's very, very important.
Yeah, it is.
And,
it is because
it's very difficult with this administration to do that. Not just here, everywhere. It's really off the wall that you can't find a space and speak about, politics. This is America. Your political, the result of, the political electoral process. It's really, really sad. You can be in a bar in D.C. and all of a sudden Trump comes on. No television. In bars, if you notice, there's no news. The news is blacked out. No news. No one wants to see the news or hear the news because, hey, it's all about Trump. Because, hey, it has to be. I would like to ask, I'm a Trump supporter, have been one since before he was elected. After Bernie Sanders, I convinced large demographic people to vote for Trump.
The same shit that his father did to him, he's giving it to his son.
So I feel responsible to a great extent for whatever result that may reveal. But I'm very happy with this administration. And I work as a political strategist, and it is the greatest campaign that ever was. The greatest campaign. Political campaign ever was. He makes the Greeks look like they're half-stepping this 2016 campaign. It will be looked back on, by other generations, and he'll get his children or his grandchildren. They'll get those outlaws. But that's good. It's a great administration. The man just made a statement of all statements concerning racism. Never before has any political entity stepped forward and made such a blunt statement about racism in this country. So that's 500 years plus 2 days. That is history. Okay, that is history. That is what America stands on, those presidential words concerning racism that Donald Trump uttered yesterday. I'm very happy with him.
You're happy with Donald Trump?
Oh, yes, I am.
You are.
Of course, why not? Did you just hear what I said about?
Yeah.
And also, hey, look at the legislation. Stop thinking about Americans. They think it's about politics. It's about legislation. It's about laws. It's not about Donald Trump. He wrote this legislation for the veterans. That has never been done before. That's that's groundbreaking legislation. Not only did he write that that's his legislation, concerning the veterans, but he even tacked on a whistleblower component, letting people know you're not going to be persecuted if you come to this administration until never before has that been done. All right? So, hey, let's look at the legislation. That's what it's about.
What would be like your comments on what just happened like recently in Charlottesville? Like,
well, I know for a fact that there was a lot of infiltrators there, provocateurs. Okay, we've got to get, I mean, I don't know to what extent, but as I said, boom. And the young man that actually had did the homicide, boom. That guy, there are thousands of those guys just like that, if not millions of guys just like that. They're called mentally challenged individuals. And we see this from a very young age. We can't go back when they were in elementary school or junior high school and see that they were on medication, because all that is, you know, closed, it's private, it's protected, HIPAA, privacy. But if we could go back to elementary school, junior high, we would see that that young man was on medication at a young age. And they saw he had mental problems at a very young age. So he's a ticking bomb. He was under someone's control, just like the guy in Virginia. These are ticking time bombs, and they're just nurtured until someone says, okay.
Democrat propaganda is responsible for all this violence. People like Stephen Colbert, Rachel Maddow, people like Anderson Cooper, we call him Propaganderson Cooper. They nurture this violence. They nurture this hatred.
I think a question that we should be listening, a question that they just don't know. They'll never be on the same page as Donald Trump. They'll just never be. For instance, Donald Trump came out and made a statement. This is a heavy-ass statement. He says, no transgender person has a place in the military. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm speaking about. That was a very, very clear. He said they had no in the military. Now, he has said nothing else, right? So now if he said nothing else, that means he's said what had to be said. He's the commander-in-chief of the military. He has given, a feedback on that particular issue. If you are a part of the military, this is the thinking here. This is supposed to be the thinking here. Okay, unfortunately it's not. But if your commander-in-chief tells you there's no place for you here, then you being in the military and taking orders, you're supposed to turn around and walk out the door. He's already told you. It appears the generals are saying, well, he hasn't told us how to do this. There's no way he's going to tell you how to do that. That's not his job to tell you how to do it. He's already done it. The only thing you can do is enforce exactly what he said. And there is no place in the military for transgender. This is what the country is dealing with now. What other country is dealing with that? You have to realize people are on medication to alter their emotions, the way they think, the way they feel. You have to realize that.
Thank you. I'm going to keep walking. But,
okay. If anyone asks you for that, you should. Okay. You need my and you can't be
That's a racist.
Bye-bye!
The reason it's for the KKK is because when they charged Charleston, they murdered somebody. All I said was, oh, well, I guess the rest of us have to be the set for this kid, he was the set.
But he did with the black people. He did.
So how come Obama hasn't denounced Black Lives Matter?
Obamacare?
Obama was president. He never denounced Black Lives Matter.
And he also hurt Israel too, Obama.
He never denounced.
Yes, because
he
he
never
tried to force a
denounced
two-state solution on Israel's throat. He was always one-sided against Netanyahu.
Equivocating these things is exactly the kind of leadership Trump shows, which is zero leadership.
How is it? What do you mean?
But I'm saying no Palestinians.
No, they're not equivalent at all. One is an ideology formed out of hate, bigotry, and racism based on national origin, the color of your skin, how you were born. It is a hateful, dark, deep current in America that must be eliminated. And progressively, over the course of 200 years, no, they're not the same. They are not the same.
Yes, they are. They are.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not.
I have talked to them. They hate me.
Okay, you're the expert.
Yes, I've talked to them. And you want to know some of the things that I've heard them say?
I actually don't really care about your relation on what you think Black Lives Matter.
Many of them have actually said that white people are inferior to black people. Many of them have said that
10,000 votes in states that already use it. 10,000
Many of them have said that
sign that says Trump is a cuck, and he's not a cuck.
It came down to 3 or 4 states.
many of them have said that white people
People said that, they're wrong, right? But,
but nobody has announced it.
Jared Kushner, that's a
Can
cuck.
I talk?
he might be.
Kushner is a cuck.
It's not clear. It seems like you're talking but not really forming sentences. It's pretty incoherent, but you can keep trying.
Pretty sure that was a sentence, but okay.
But you're not 100% sure, which is a bad sign.
Well, I mean, cool. Was that a sentence?
Right, ask your idiot friend if it's a sentence. If you need to ask that kind of question, you're in bad shape.
There's 2,000 people.
Yeah, there are 2,000 idiots too if they're following.
No.
He's not with me.
No, I'm not with. I'm just here.
You're not together. I get it.
No.
I won't tell anybody.
No, seriously. I'm just here to. I'm here. I'm trying to get people on both sides talking. That's it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get your people talking on both sides.
You're not with me.
Yo. I'm heading out, so I say bye. Nice talking to you.
I had a nice conversation with this Trump supporter.
Oh man, I wish I would have quoted that. See, that's what I'm looking for. It's like more of like kind of.
It was a nice little exchange. Yeah, it's good.
Is the audio good? Because I can put this on the microphone.
Hey, and gay porn's okay.
That's what I'm saying too.
Okay.
Now these other Trump supporters, they're saying if you watch gay porn, you're a bad human being.
It's okay.
That's fucked up, right?
It's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
They said what?
Hey, I'm against
They said
bigotry.
you were
I'm
a
pro-Trump,
lesbian
against
being,
bigotry.
you like gay porn. You're attracted to gay men. Flag draped over his shoulder. He expressed that guy. He expressed a number of homophobic sentiments to me over and over again. You can talk to him about it. Yeah, please do.
I don't know if you guys
Still. You can ask him. You know, he said that I probably watch gay porn, and I said, if I watch gay porn, nothing wrong with that. You watch gay porn, you watch straight porn, you watch trans porn, you attract whoever you want in America. That's fundamental freedom. No, Trump is, you know, Trump took a hit on trans America just for political points. Just for political points. He did the trans ban in the military, which he did not consult the generals on. He did not consult the military leaders. Yeah, and he specifically lied about it. And yes, because the generals have all come out and said, we have not been consulted on it. So yes, I know.
Fair. Fair. Do you think that so how about this?
I'm gonna keep walking. Thanks, you guys.
I wonder how my batteries are doing. Probably I need to charge this.
All you can do is walk off.
Deepak Tan. Okay,
Hey. They can just talk and move on. That's all they do. They can't stand their ground. This is something they're going to talk about.